took a fairly big hit then.
Yeah, you probably see her get like slammed into the shelving unit behind her or something.
Yeah, so whilst he's chortling that, he's inflicted some good damage on her, he sees a reasonable amount of the wounds start to close up.
There you go. 13 health back, Marilla.
Woo!
And then whilst he's confused, he also gets 2 shots to the side of the head.
He'll take the one. But yes, he does take that second one. The first one doesn't hit.
For 11 damage. So.
11 damage it is. He is low. He's low on health. If you all alpha striked him, he might go down. But it would probably require an alpha strike.
So yeah, that's me.
Okay. Aelin. So we see Aelin going to cast a spell first this time.
What a spell here.
That's the yeah, it actually. For her spell. Damn. Actually doesn't have it. I thought she did. Never mind. Okay. Never mind. She is simply going to take another swing at this creature with her mace as it swings to and from and about. Striking it again. For a hefty... For an amount of damage. Not insignificant. And again, the creature kind of, gets beaten back by the blow, and the lightning kind of arcs out from Aelin's mace as it laces through the shadows and is the bright as opposed to the dark. But then Garamalia are injured, hurting on their last leg. Assume they continue to assail the creature that is beset before them. Right, Hannibal?
Mm-hmm. They're gonna fucking stab the shit out of it. Ready for this?
I'm ready.
Uno, dos, tres.
See if we can roll some more 12s. Okay. So all of those hit.
Even the 9?
Even the 9.
My god.
The creature is particularly easy to hit, but you'll notice they've been beating on it for a while and it hasn't gone down yet.
Yeah.
It still technically has more health than they do, but another round like that and it will most certainly drop. And I think that it's shown by the creatures like parts of it are like falling off. And if you were to look at it more, you can see that as parts of it begin to kind of like slide off and slide down, there appears to be like a skeletal frame or like a vaguely humanoid shape underneath all of that massing, creeping ooze stuff, with all these mouths and biological material floating all around it. Almost as if like this was the exterior to some other creature that is inside of it.
Okay, thank you.
What, for losing your appetite? You're welcome.
No, for insinuating that you beat my first form. Now face my final form.
Indeed. Let's duck back over to Farseer Obek. So Farseer Obek is going to take a shot at the big pig dude. Because that's what Farseer Obek does. He shoots at things with a bow. Hits with the first one. Dealing 4 damage. Good job, Farseer Obek. It is now turn 9. All right, and we're gonna see what these little creatures are gonna do over here. So first we will we'll address down here. with the mouth creature. It's going to attack Malia. It's going to try and bite her one last time. Missing. Thank goodness for her. So this creature, I'm going to roll an insight check for him.
Can I contest it somehow?
Yeah, I do. I actually want you to contest it with a deception check.
Okay.
You might win. Okay, yeah. So he is fully unaware that you are preparing to cast anything at him. And I think you see him, he bunches up his legs, and then he pounces at you. And yeah, when he gets to here, obviously your activated ability goes off. So go ahead and do your blasts. Yeah, both of those hit him and slam him into the wall.
20 feet.
Yeah, roll me a d6.
Was he in the air when that hit him?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that must have looked cool.
Yeah, just describe what it looks like for us.
So he bunches up and he pounces in the air, and he didn't really see it, but Hannibal was actually pointing at him. Just kind of had his hands out, and just two beams shoot out from his fingertips and nail him in both shoulders and just send him reeling backwards, flipping in the air.
Yeah, so he crashes into this barrel right here. And the barrel breaks under his weight, and you can see he lands in a puddle of like this greenish slime. And like he begins to like get up, and it's like dripping off of his body right now. And he seems not to notice anything significant, but you smell a very kind of acidic like stench in the air as soon as the barrel is shattered. And whatever substance was in there is now exposed to open air and also the surrounding area. In fact, let me see if I can just find a slime. You see, oh yeah, perfect. Look at this. This is gonna be ready for this. Great. The slime covers this whole area now.
Is it difficult terrain now?
I will let you know as soon as it becomes an issue. Oh, actually, let me make this a little bit darker. I don't like how it's light. Let's make it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's a bunch of slime on the ground over there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Sweet.
So, come back over to Garulda and all these guys' turns. We just move this dummy right here. So this woman, she has this flamberge out. And it's kind of like black billowing shadows out of it, and it looks all badass and stuff. I should have double check. I don't think that is actually a. I think that is specifically not a concentration spell. I think I looked this up before. Let's see here. That is a. Yes, it is not concentration. Okay, cool. So, in addition to what she did there, she is going to cast another spell. So she busts out something a bit bigger, I think. Yeah. So you see this aura around her, the shadowy aura around her. It begins to grow and grow to a much larger area. And you see that around her and around all of the people within the area now, the shadows kind of creep up their forms, including this guy, including the pig guy as well. The shadows creep up their forms, and you can see they form like these protective shells around their arms and stuff. And essentially, the spell she is casting is named thusly: a Corrupted Mantle. Every non-hostile creature within 30 feet of her gains plus 1d4 necrotic damage on their weapon attacks. Or fist attacks in this matter. So, then she turns towards... or she can't attack with her maul, but she's going to use her bonus action to attack with the flamberge-like weapon on Aelin. Hitting her for 4 damage. Cool.
Can I control Daniela?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Daniela's goal in this effort is to gain the attention of this creature and beat it back off of Aelin.
So she's just going to continue her attack on it.
Yeah, basically. I think you already have access to the token, right? Or the character sheet?
That's why I asked.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, Shablam.
Yep.
And Smash.
Yeah, she strikes it once. The second one misses. But she strikes it once, dealing 10 damage to it. Also, can you go ahead and roll her smite, please? Because she would absolutely, she's gonna burn all of her smites on this.
So both both of those spell slots.
Yep, she should have 3 left, or 2 left. She's used 1.
Okay, so how many is that? 48.
I think it's in there.
Where?
It's 2d8 baseline plus 1d8 if it's
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, just click on the button. Yeah, she's not full. She's not full PC. Well, yeah, you didn't need the second one, but yeah, she's not full PC status. She doesn't get like all the bonuses and stuff. She just gets to use it 3 times per day.
Oh, okay.
With the 2d8. Yeah, that's why it says 3 uses per day. But she does do 13, which actually you notice like as her greatsword, lights up with this energy, it strikes through. There's more of that like white lightning kind of piercing through the shadow now. And I think it's the first time you hear this woman. She screams in agony as this lightning arcs through her, and she quickly like turns and addresses Daniela. That appears to have been quite effective against her.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome, guys.
Also, I'm gonna do this. I get advantage on it, however. No problem. Okay, cool. Marilla, it is your turn.
Piggy gonna get stabbed again.
Can I also control Morella?
No.
Damn it.
Why
I don't know.
not?
Here,
Why Hannibal? No. Okay, here's the spears.
Spears away. That is just a miss.
at least Morella wouldn't have any terrifying ideas about how to use a filter of love.
True.
You have no idea what I have planned.
Kapat.
All right. Lay the weights.
Indeed. Kapat. Beat a 20.
Oh yeah, that's right. I actually have to roll for that. Oop, that was not the right roll. I don't know why I did that. Okay, I didn't beat a 20 anyway. So yeah, you successfully
Actually,
take it down.
because he's a size larger, he has advantage, so.
Oh, right. Boom.
It's the struggle with shoving.
The struggle is real.
Big fuckers.
Struggle is real.
So,
Jericho. I'm sorry, Morella, there's nothing else you wanted to do, right?
Correct.
Okay, Jericho, it's your turn.
I mean, I think clearly Jericho's just going to keep on running.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hearing anything else around here that would attract attention.
Not yet, nope. Maybe if you get a little bit closer to that door down there.
Not seeing anything through there. The dashing continues.
Yeah, so I think that when you get right about here,
okay.
You I'm keeping your 29 because you rolled so high.
Beautiful.
You hear like something is like scraping along the floor just on the other side of this wall, because they're wooden walls, right? Like they're not soundproof. Something is like scraping along the floor here, like a large, maybe like a heavy desk or something, inside this room. And narratively, in case you've forgotten, you remember this is basically where that first locked room was.
Okay. I guess I'm a little fuzzy on the layout. I thought that was still the meeting room through there.
No, so the meeting room ends actually where this light is. And then
okay.
this is that first locked room you came across when you were exploring.
So be it. He will continue to dart.
Mm-hmm. That's not a real door, by the way. On the back.
What's not a... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Not
not
sure
a real
what it
door.
is, but I know it's not a real door.
Correct.
Okay, I think that means he stops there.
Okay. Yeah, seems good. Seems good. Anything else?
Nothing else he can do.
Okay. Let's go back to Hannibal. Hannibal, you successfully wrecked this guy. You throw him into a bunch of barrels.
How injured does he look?
He looks injured. He looks injured at this point, for sure.
And you said that this thing, it had like a humanoid skeleton?
Yeah, so what you can see is, again, it's kind of like, imagine, like maybe a small child or a very minute person had been dumped in a bucket of slime, and that kind of that, you know, that like weird slime covering all of the rest of their body, so like they're kind of amorphous a little bit. And then imagine like the thicker portions having these mouths that are kind of like free floating through all of that. Now that it's more injured and harmed.
Okay, well, sounds personish. What I am.
Whole person would absolutely work on this. Yes.
Oh god.
I'm going to use it on him and him.
Okay. So you can have up to four targets. Okay. So they need to make wisdom saving throws. All right, I will do such a thing. This guy, wisdom saving throw. Fails. So the tiger is held. And
So
then
in the horrible sign.
this guy passes.
Ow!
So it doesn't work on this guy. But you see the tiger kind of like grinds to a halt as he's trying to like stand up and right himself. And his eyes are kind of like moving around. He's not sure what's going on with him right now.
You stay right there.
Yeah. Totally.
I'll do it with you in a second.
Yeah.
Then I begin to walk over. I drop Hex too to do that.
Right, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Begin to walk over. And how's the slime looking? Because Hannibal smells something acidic. Is he able? Could he do maybe a quick glance to see if maybe it's starting to dissolve his fur?
Sure. Roll me a perception check. It's going to be hard though, without like going up and inspecting stuff.
Got it. I don't see it.
Nope.
Everything's fucking fine. All right, yeah. That's me.
Where that darkness macro you have?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, that's fine. It's fine, Dalton. I don't know if it's closer than normal, but it seems way louder.
Actually, no, it's kept the same. It's just that I have pushed the talk off because
okay, yeah, there you go.
my Discord would keep freezing because of it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
For some reason. So
Gotcha.
no, I just keep it off now. Normally I mute my mic when I'm typing.
Okay.
I just forgot to.
No, that's cool, man. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so Hannibal, you're too caught up with all of the other things that are going on to notice that particular thing right now.
We'll see how fire works on it later.
Yeah, we're gonna find out, I assume, in just a moment. Let's get back to Pig Boy. So I'm gonna roll a check for him.
Fight me, Piggy.
Well, it's gonna be whether or not he thinks that's a great idea.
He can't get away, Piggy.
No, Piggy, no.
Yeah. So I think you see he kind of like looks around and evaluates the situation. And he kind of like snorts out of his snout very loudly and you see him kind of moving his hand almost as if he's like casting a spell, and then he vanishes from your sight.
What a bitch.
And he's doing this basically.
Yeah.
You hear the popping of him disappearing and reappearing somewhere else. And in fact, he has to be able to see it. So I'll be fair about this. He ends up right outside the doors over here on the left-hand side, because they're still open, you know, spilling out into the crowd and stuff. Okay. He's right there now. And that was his action, and then he'll use the rest of his movement to continue running out the doors into the night.
Okay, so he is out of sight now.
Oh yeah. Right. He's very gone. But that does make it fair in Makaib's turn.
It does. How does Aelin look?
You can see.
I don't know
you can see her health bar, right?
But
oh no, you can't. Oh, my bad. Let me fix that. Now you should be able to see her health bar.
Then that's great. Yeah.
She looks okay. Daniela still looks a little worse for the wear.
Yeah, definitely. So let's give Daniela a little boost up. 3. Oh, these minimum roll. Oh.
All right, Daniela has gained some more health, though. She'll probably survive at least one attack.
Hopefully.
Thank you, dear Farron.
But yes, let's see if arrows work on Big Shadowy Lady.
Let's see if arrows work on Big Shadowy Lady. Well, those arrows in particular don't work against Big Shadowy Lady.
Yeah.
And I think that like narratively that's what happens, right? Like they fly out and then she just wasn't where you were shooting. Like it's hard to get a good silhouette of what she looks like to actually hit her with things.
All right.
Anything else from Farron?
I'm good.
Okay. Aelin is going to go. Aelin is going to she is all in, and I think you can hear like the voice is ringing out, but it's got this very like ethereal tone to it that Aelin doesn't typically have. I think she described it. Megan actually described it before the end of last session, but it's kind of like, you know, the god voice that you hear in games and movies and TV shows and stuff like that, right? It's got that kind of ringing tone to it. As she continues to just lay into this creature. Damn, she is doing really well. And then another. Yeah, and the shadowy lady is getting kind of beat up by this. Aelin is you know, like swinging it around and like hitting into like the rib portion. And you notice every time that she hits, like it just passes through shadow, but it's one of those things that it attempts to coalesce back together, and every time it gets a little bit slower, right? As she's like beating into this image and beating it back, and the sparks are flying from her mace as all this light and lightning is firing out of it. As she's beating this thing backwards. And then that's it for her. So, Kira and Malia have basically one chance to kill this thing before it kills one of them, I assume. Let's see how well they roll.
Alright then.
I'll just throw it out there. You need to do 22 damage to it. 22 is your number.
1.
A good start.
2.
Okay.
3.
Oh, the miss is gonna hurt. Oh, the double miss is gonna hurt for sure.
Oh.
Do they have a smite or something?
They do not.
They don't have jack shit.
They do not. They need to hope that they don't get hit on this next turn is basically what's happening here. So, Farseer Obek. Lacking a target. And because I think that Brian plays this character very scared, he's going to move back again. And then take a pot shot at the shadowy lady. A 2, in fact. Yeah, it's with the second one. Look at that. Not a big deal.
Indeed.
So, it is now the 10th turn. 10th round. And we move back here.
Just hit it. Come on, let's see it. Come on. Don't even
and
talk.
it's going to attack Malia. We're going to see if Malia gets et here. Attempt on the bite. Malia does not get et here.
Oh, that was so close.
The AC of Kira Malia is 17 for those that are wondering. And I rolled a 16. It was the closest to insta-death that it could have been. The closest to insta-death it could have been.
And this guy needs to make a wisdom saving.
He is going to make a wisdom saving throw. Disturbance in the Kisleite Force. Yep. Exactly. Exactly correct. Exactly correct. Slash roll 1. Okay. It's not a saving throw.
What is that?
No idea. Wisdom saving throw. Okay, he does succeed this time. But it's at the end of his turn, right? So
yeah,
he doesn't get to do anything. Okay, cool. Alright. It is these individuals' turns. So they are still under a thrall. And so they are going to move thusly. And then I'll take their turn, and then I'll make the roll for them for more of them to become unthralled. Farron, do you want to take an attack of opportunity?
Sure.
Okay.
You mean make or receive?
No, make one. One of the civilians was technically next to him, and it moved away from his area, and they're technically hostile right now.
God damn it, Farron.
Wow, Farron, you barely hit. Hilariously though, you don't do enough damage to take him out.
See, I'm not trying to outright murder them.
You are actually. You're just failing at it.
Yeah, yeah. You tried to hit him in the knee with your rapier, and it failed miserably. But the Shadow Lady, I think she's gonna take one more turn, I think, or she decides that it might be high time to get the hell out. So she's going to attack. She gets 2 attacks, and I think that one of them is going to be focused on Daniela this time, and then one of them is going to be focused on Aelin. Also I have to attack with the dudes that are in contact with Aelin. Hold on, let me do that first. That's more important to see if Aelin's going to get attacked by commoners. So technically they have, like, they're wielding, by the way, just so everybody's clear, they're wielding, like, the tray in their hand and, like, a chair leg, right? They're improvised weapons that are all acting as basically clubs. And they get an additional 1d4 if they do actually hit, because the aura is still going.
Holy crap.
Cool! So Aelin takes 9 damage from the commoners. Good, this is good. And then the lady, she is going to use her maul here. But I think that this is, I can do this one because it's the same. Yeah, cool. Awesome. So she's going to attack twice with her maul. Once on Daniela, once on Aelin. First one's on Daniela. Second one's on Aelin. Thank God that didn't have advantage. Daniela would have been fucked up. The second one actually doesn't hit Aelin either, so she's swinging kind of wildly and missing as the raven feathers of her shadow are kind of like falling and flailing everywhere in every such way. She does have a bonus action still. What is she gonna do with that? Can she do anything with that? Oh yeah, she's going to attack with the flamberge on Aelin. Missing. Not very good with that.
That's one of those words which I always question. Is that how it's pronounced?
Flamberge?
Yeah.
Alright. Aelin's gonna, Danielle's gonna do hers.
Yeah, Danielle can absolutely attack.
Blam.
That is a miss.
Blam.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's still a hit, though. So roll that last smite.
Got it.
Oh my goodness, yeah. She screams out in pain again. That seems to do quite a bit of pain to her as Daniela is... And this is probably the first time most of you have seen Daniela really get into a... like, fly into a righteous fury as well. You know, it's probably happened on the battlefield, but in this kind of close quarters combat, she's just, like, swinging wildly and just tearing apart everything in front of her path and screaming at the top of her lungs, etc., etc. Morella, your turn.
Sorry, I was typing. So Piggy fucking ran away like a little bitch. So
Yeah, you can absolutely get there because this is just difficult terrain, so it's just one doubled. So you're good.
So it just takes my maximum movement.
Mhm.
Operation Time to Kill Angel Lady. So pew pew.
Nice. Well
Okay.
struck.
Indeed. And don't know if I can. We'll see.
We shall see.
Your shield is magic.
I'll roll it against you.
Holy shit, I rode atrociously.
I win anyway, but I think that you probably bash out where the legs are, and it just passes all the way through her.
Okay.
And you probably realize that it might not be effective, even if you were to get a better roll. She seems quite immune to being perhaps prone.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything else from Morella?
Nope, that is my
All right.
turn.
Jericho.
Uh-huh. Okay, so this is still locked, huh?
Yeah, it looks closed.
All right, well, he's going to dart up there. Not being a thief, do I have any potential to unlock a door?
So it depends on how it's locked, right? Like if
Right,
it's if
okay.
it's a bar, then yeah, you might be able to like stick something in there and push the bar
Okay.
up.
Sure. What would you like me to roll to assess this door?
Roll me an investigation check. Just because
man,
it's
one of the two skills I don't have.
I think it's
proficiency
more
in.
than just looking. I think it's evaluating. Yeah, you rolled a 23 no matter what. Yeah, so I think that immediately you see that if you could wedge your rapier in there, you might be able to, like, it is a bar lock, first of all. If you're able to, like, wedge your rapier in there, you could probably push the bar up and out because there's enough room in between the door. But I think that right as you're, like, evaluating this, you see probably, like, shadows and stuff moving across. You see a big, like, desk being, like, pushed up against the door at the same time.
Damn it, I don't have another dimension door for today. Oh, well.
Jordan's gone.
Looks like it might take some force if you wanted to get through there. Although you could, like, throw the bar off now, and then once the Wrecking Ball Morella gets over
let's
here,
go for that. I'll try to disbar it.
Yeah, so
Stomp her
I think that this is
Start
going
a
to
fire.
be a I actually think this is a sleight of hand check. It's not that it's going to be
Sure.
particularly like a strength thing or anything like that. I think it's going to be a finesse thing. So I think sleight of hand is appropriate here. 12. I don't think a 12 is actually enough.
Fair
I think
enough.
that you hook it on there, and like probably what happens is you hook it and then you're pushing it up, and then maybe like as the desk like slides into place in front of the door, like you lose the grip and it slides back down into place, and you got to try again next time. Like you had it, but some other outside effect made it so that you lost it.
Okay.
Anything
So
else from
be it.
Jericho?
I don't see any of my allies present, so no, he's going to stay quiet and hope that whoever's pushing the desk in there didn't notice the invisible rapier trying to unbar their door.
Right, and they probably didn't, right? Like it's invisible. It's not like they're gonna be noticing it.
That's the hope.
Okay, cool. Hannibal, it is your turn, sir.
That's right, it is. So that guy, I'm gonna move to right here. Because I think Kira and Malia might be able to take care of that thing. I don't know how dire straits they are. You're right here.
Imminent death, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm going to recast Hex on him.
On the tiger dude?
You know what that means, right?
Yes.
Roll D100.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so if you're using... Yep, sure.
Yeah, because that was what happened with my last wild magic.
Yep.
As I regained dispel slot.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right. I remember now. Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
I'm scared.
You
But...
probably should be. Because I would love the fireball centered on yourself right now. Nope. You cast Levitate on yourself.
Fuck yeah!
Can he control it?
Floating.
Yeah, it says you cast Levitate on yourself, not Levitate is cast upon you.
Also, is that not also concentration?
I think that it is, yeah. Actually.
Wait, no, shit, really?
Yeah.
So I think the question is, how does that settle
Let's
out?
see, order of operations would be roll me a 1d2. On a 1, your hex goes off. On a 2, the levitate goes off.
Just as a quick question, Hannibal, that ability, the Tides of Chaos, that happens as like a reactionary thing, correct?
What do you mean?
No, it happens when he casts the spell.
Okay, so
it's not clear as to whether or not it's before or after.
Yeah,
roll a 1d2. Okay, you have levitate.
Oh, all right. I'm floating. I shoot Eldritch Blast at it. Fuck it.
Yeah, you're floating slightly off the ground.
How far do I float?
Instead of pushing him, he actually pushes himself.
Yeah.
Backwards.
So how levitate works is you technically can quote unquote fly with it, but it takes your action to move the levitate. So here's the interesting thing, Hannibal. You actually can't move unless you take your bonus action to move yourself.
Oh, bonus action.
I think it's a bonus action. Let me look up the spell real quick, but I'm pretty sure it's a bonus action to move levitate.
I mean, I'm pretty sure regardless, you're allowed to move using your motion if you can, like, climb along a wall or something.
If I'm on the ground, can I just kick up?
No, it says the target can move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach. So you're currently not around anything that you could reach. So yes.
Kick the ground?
You know what? Sure. Yeah, you could kick the ground, but you can't stop until you reach the ceiling.
How high is the ceiling?
This is a pretty small place, so it's probably like 10 feet up, standard 10 feet high ceiling.
Fuck yeah, let's make this awesome. I kick up and then shooting Eldritch Blast.
That has to be the most fucking awkward scene.
Boo, shit.
Oh my.
Yeah, get hexed. Oh wait, I'm floating. Oh.
What?
Oh,
Why
so
am
wait.
I going towards the ceiling?
Okay, so you're allowed, Hannibal, to move up and down with your movement.
Oh shit! All right, yeah, I just move up.
You can't move. You can't move on the y-axis, but you can move on, or you can move on the y and x-axis, but you can't. Sorry, you can move on the z-axis up and down. You cannot move on the y or x-axis unless you pull against something.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you remain in place, but you can float up in the air.
No, sure, yeah, float up and second Eldritch Blast.
It's a good thing you're ranged, otherwise you'd have just crowd controlled yourself.
Damn, those are horrible shots.
Yeah, this is a good thing you're ranged. Those are horrible shots, but his AC is not very high, so.
Oh shit! Did I hit him?
You did with both of them.
Wow.
Yeah, he's not like wearing armor or anything. He's wearing just like a hide vest.
Also push him back 20 feet.
Yeah, so he tumbles over all of this nonsense here.
Also, was he able to get up? Or yeah, he was. I remember.
Well, he wasn't because he was still held until the end of his turn.
Oh, okay.
So technically, he was still lying down in the puddle of slime.
Then those should have had disadvantage.
Quote unquote lying down. I don't think he was technically prone.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good though.
All right. I just wanted to be fair.
Totally.
All right, and I have tied to chaos back again too, and I'm floating in the air for some reason.
You do, yes.
And I'm
you're
like,
mildly floating
why?
in the air.
why?
I should make your Eldritch Blast push you backwards because it's force damage. If we're being
Fuck yeah,
like,
let's do it. Turn me back.
you just,
turn it back.
it's like it's
It's
like
magic. It doesn't obey physics.
Oh, fuck that. Let's make it awesome. Do it.
it's like have you ever seen
Back 20 feet.
have you ever seen that that video of the guy that powers the boat with the shotguns?
What?
Yeah, he's in
Send
a
the link after the game.
he's
Send
in
the
a
link.
canoe with 2 shotguns and he's just shooting one after the other, moving the boat because of the force of the shotguns. That's what I imagine happening. Farron, it's your turn.
That's good.
Yeah. Let's see if I can actually hit this time.
Nope, but then
you
also
did.
yep.
I do get one hit, so
You do indeed, and the shadow is pierced slightly due to Farron's innate accuracy.
yeah. So I think Morella actually looks like she has the most wounds currently on her body. So
What about what now?
You get 9 health. That's what a what now.
da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
I'm actually pretty good.
All right.
I could probably take 2 crits and still be fine.
So, Aelin, in her infinite wisdom, continues her smackdown.
Traylon and her SmackDown.
Let the mercy hit the floor.
WWE SmackDown. Live.
Yeah, and again, just beating back the creature, the shadow woman, with her never-ending tirade of mace strikes. Kira, Malia. All right. Again, if we've done our math properly, you need to do 7 damage, Kira and Malia. 7. There it is, right there. No need to roll any further. But if you want,
They nearly got killed by it. I imagine they'd be a little frenzied.
yeah, they're both like severely injured, just stabbing away at it, making sure it's dead. Because with a creature like this too, it's hard to tell if it's dead, quote unquote. You know what I mean? It's probably still moving and kind of writhing around on the ground like a lizard does when you pull off its tail.
Mm-hmm.
When in doubt, stab it more times.
Correct. When in doubt, stab again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Farseer Obek. He's gonna take his shots. Got him. The lady appears to be injured. This is turn number 11. So we go back over here for perhaps one final round. I think that, well, hold on. Okay. I think that we see this creature, he bounds off in this direction. It's gonna dash.
Ooh.
Don't worry. Soon TM.
And goes dashing away. In
Got it.
that direction. And that is it for his turn. So we go back to Garulda and the peasantry, which I forgot to roll for them last time, so let me roll for them real quick. They did succeed again, so let's go ahead and delete some more of them. Not that they're dead, understand. But they are going to continue their movement, their shambling directional movement. All kind of headed in the direction. They all appear to have taken their their final order quite seriously. And then one of them is going to attack Aelin again. Missing this time. And then the Shadow Woman. So we can see the shadows around her are kind of falling off, and we can see her form much more clearly now. We see that it is a woman, perhaps in her early 20s or so. Her hair is kind of like jet black, but it's got like a little bit of gray or white or maybe even like blonde streaks in it, but they're very faint and kind of on the under layer of her hair. We can see that she is quite beautiful underneath all of the darkness and you know, shadow and hate. And I think that with that hate portion, that's what we see on her face. Her face is contorted in this just hatred just eyes deadlocked on these two righteous warriors that are fighting her. And we see her assess the situation for a moment, and seeing that she is surrounded and, you know, kind of losing her upper hand here. She says something in a language, and none of you, I think, speak this language. I think that actually Aelin is the only one. And she screams out in this language that sounds, and you notice that when she talks as well, she kind of takes on the same sort of prose that Aelin does with the voice. It's kind of echoey and airy, very ethereal. As she screams this out, we see the shadows erupt and burst, and, you know, you all cover your faces. But we see that when it is gone, she is no longer there. And we see that the light to the fireplace returns, but she is no longer there. And for the group of you in the bar, you are out of combat. Now, Hannibal. Before we get to what finishes up on that, we will go ahead and move it to your turn.
I turn to Kia Malia. Push me! Then I ready an Eldritch Blast to fire when I see him over there.
Okay.
Can we do that?
And they do as you tell them.
Whoosh, floating.
And wait, yeah. Well, I was just gonna control your character here.
Oh yeah, do it. Oh, sorry. Do it. Push me.
They push you into vision.
I see you. Target in sight.
God damn it.
The visual, this is so retarded.
Just wow. Okay.
It does make your Eldritch Blast image really appropriate, though.
Yes.
Hold me, my peeps. I need to blast some peeps.
Yeah, and you blast the creature. You hear it slam into the wall. From the force, I assume you're pushing it back, right?
Yeah.
You hear it slam into the wall, and then you hear no more movement in that direction, and you are also out of combat.
Push me that way.
Yeah, and I think you see them collapse, like, with their wounds upon them, and probably your levitate slowly fades off of you.
All right, which one's more injured?
Well, let's go ahead and take our break here. This seems like an appropriate time to take a break, and then we'll get into the aftermath, because notice you're no longer in combat, Jericho. It looks like there may be some conversations that need to happen prior to things going on. So let's all be back at 10 after. 10 after sound good to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay, cool. We'll be back then. Stay tuned.